So we're getting ready to start with the bracing. We've got it spaced out 1 sec over there. It's going to run down that wall. This set will run down this wall. That set will go do the garage and around. A suggestion when you go, this is giraffe bracing. This is what I'm using. This is what the distributor that I bought my Fox box from uses or supplies. One thing I suggest is when you pick up your bracing, you look it over well, make sure that it's got all your parts. This one, the clips go in here. This one had clips, but it doesn't have gravity pins. That one does not have gravity pins or clips. This one over here has the pins and clips. I've already got most of the clips on the wall. I don't know how well that shows up in the shadow, in the shade. I'm going to do a few of these. Here's the pins. This is what it should look like. That arm there and that arm there is closed. And it should be, this rack should be full of clips. So you got your clips, your gravity pins, your outriggers, your handrail posts, your braces, and your strong backs are down here. I think the way to do this is to put the strong back on, put your clip down. So like right here, I ran a string line along the wall. So in this particular spot, the wall is out from the slab. Just, I mean, it's probably a half or 3/8 of an inch. But I don't want my clip all the way against it, because then it's going to be pushing when I go to plumb up the wall. It's going to be trying to push the bottom of the wall in, which the wall's out because that's where the string line was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the strong back first. I'm going to put the strong back up. I'm going to set it in the clip, drill it into the wall, screw the strong back into the wall, and then at that point is when I will anchor the clip. But that's my thought anyways. I don't know if that's right or not. I guess there's not I haven't found a whole lot of instructions on an actual procedure, but that seems best to me. Over here, I don't have a brick ledge, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I have a brick ledge, I don't have a slab. So right here, the slab is flush. I'll have to trim the foam, but the slab and the block is flush. Here, there's no slab, it's just the footing, so it doesn't matter. You know, you butt it right up to it, tap con it down, put your brace in. But in that particular instance, it seems like it makes sense to put the strong back on first. So I am going to put a couple of these up. So the information I have found, you don't want the screws all the way tight because you want the blocks to be able to float and settle some. And you stay towards the top of the hole. So screw, you want to stay not all the way at the top, but stay on the top side of the hat, you know, the top half, so that it's got some room if it's got to move up. But for the most part, the bracing is going to, the blocks are going to come down, so they need to be able to slide down in the slot. What I've seen says that if you put it in the bottom of the slot, or if you screw it all the way tight, your bracing will be fighting your wall trying to settle. And it'll make it harder to plumb. So, yeah. I've already got that one tap conned in. So I'm just going to put one in there, put a brace in there, screw it. And then I'll put a strong back in there. And then I'll put some of the braces in. So I've got most of my bracing up. I got a few braces to put up yet, particularly the tall wall braces. That's what I got sitting here. And I've had some struggles finding information about the tall wall bracing, the giraffe tall wall bracing. I had a little bit of a struggle locating it, but my distributor was able to source it from one of their, I guess you'd call them sister stores, from a state and a few hours away. But we were able, I had to talk to a couple different people. I had to find the right person to get a hold of to be able to get it, because a lot of guys were completely unfamiliar, didn't know what it was. And I've tried finding videos or any information about it, and I found very little, so I wanted to make sure I did one on it. These are your standard braces, this one and this one, at fully collapsed. It's just under 8 feet long. Fully extended, it's about 10.5 feet long. That's gonna have to do with where your turnbuckle, your turnbuckle right there is adjusted. I don't know if turnbuckle is the right term. Screw jack, I don't know what the right term for that is, but the holes are about 10-inch centers, so you get from 8 foot to 10.5 foot on 10-inch increments. And then this third one here, let's jump up here. This is the bottom half of a standard brace. This is the top half of a standard brace. You split the brace. It's just a matter of pulling the pin and extending it all the way apart, okay? Because you got to have that swivel, this swivel end on the top half of your brace. So the tall wall brace is simply this extension and this extension, okay? So this one is this one right here. This one is this one in here that you can't see. So this one slides over the bottom, this one slides into the top, and then it slides into the extension. So the two extension pieces attach at that pin. Then this pin right here is these two. I'm not looking at the frame. This pin right here is these two. I'll try and make it so you can see the other end. This pin right here is these two. This pin right here is these two. And so this one, we got our fully collapsed, our fully extended of the standard brace. This one is the fully collapsed tall wall brace. Our fully extended standard was 10.5 feet. So now our fully collapsed tall wall is almost 14 feet. And then just for visual purposes, I added that one, which is a fully extended tall wall. So, let me get my tape measure pulled back. So, in this one, I have the jack in the bottom hole, the extension in the hole that it goes in, and then the extension in this hole. So you can see that pin there. This right here is this pin, and then this one to this one is this pin. And the total length on that is 19 feet. So if your project requires these tall wall braces, which mine does, most of it is just the standard braces, but as you can see, like that one's a tall wall brace. I don't know if I'm gonna put a tall wall brace here yet or not. I had to put a gravity pin and drop that one down one lower, but that made, then I'll just have to put the pin up there to hang my scaffold on. It's not a big deal. I've got a few extra frames, so I've got a few places that I can do that with the, so that's the 10, that's a brace extended out to 10 foot. This brace right here, and if I use this brace right here at 14 feet, I don't get a very good angle on it. It's trying to, the angle is laid down too far when I have it even in the gravity pin where the scaffold's gonna go. So I think I'm gonna run with that one like that, just a little bit lower, and we'll see what it looks like once I get finished getting it put together. But anyways, this is where I'm gonna put a second tall wall brace right there where you can see that strong back, and then there's one more around the corner here. Sorry about the sun. There's one more around the corner here. This wall's our walkout basement, so it's gonna go all the way up to there. I just got it Tapcon to the slab, and it's gonna brace all the way down here to the ground. And I'm sure I'll have that. I mean, obviously I don't have it ready in this video, but I'm sure I'll have that by the time I make, before it's all over, all said and done. I'll have that in the video too. Other things, okay, other things along the way. I don't believe that I showed putting this screw in when I made my little video of putting up the first few braces that I did, first few assemblies. But you want this screw in so that as you're extending these braces, because you want your braces to be pulled back a little bit so your wall leads towards the braces, and your wall leans towards the braces so that when you get them filled, you can screw the jacks out and push the wall out into plumb, versus if it's leaning away from the braces, then you got to try and pull the jacks, and the way they're anchored to the ground, it's made for pushing, not pulling. So they typically say lean the walls in, but what they're saying is lean the walls towards the jacks, towards the braces. And I am bracing to the outside. I wouldn't need these tall wall braces if I was bracing to the inside, but with my rubber roof, I can't brace to the inside. I don't want to tear up my roof trying to brace to the inside, and it'd make it a lot harder to seal up. Other than that, the main point of this video was to just put a little more information out about these tall wall braces, Giraffe brand tall wall braces, because like I said, I struggled finding any. So if this helps anybody, I'd be glad for it. All right, thank you. That's all there is to the bracing. I mean, it's pretty simple and straightforward. That one is low, just like this one over here. But I'm not going to put a plank on there because that's such a short wall. And it's only being held up by that Tapcon. So I don't want to put anybody out on that plank. So I built this scaffold so that I could get up there and put that strung back on there, but also so that I can put scaffold. I'll move these scaffold planks closer to the wall and up a couple rungs to right up here, so that the scaffold running on this wall can terminate on these planks and we can go around the corner if we have to. But I'm just gonna rinse and repeat, go over to the other side and put all of my braces up over there.